first computer was as heavy as 30 tons and as big as a house. The first TV had around 360 pixels. The first VR headset was so heavy it had to be hung from the ceiling. And the first mobile phone was the size of a milk carton. Technology moves only one way, into the future. And for decades, computers shrank to fit our desks and now our labs. Televisions are no longer cabinets but hang on our walls. And phones fit in our pockets as well. In the early 2010s, virtual reality finally became accessible as something you could use yourself. And while we've reached 4K then 8K resolution, as well as a super wide field of view, you'd still wear a headset that would remind you you'd be wearing a headset. But that has changed now. We've reduced the weight and size, but kept the wow, as well as all the features. This is the Dream Air. 27 million pixels in a headset that weighs less than your phone, with head, hand and eye tracking and integrated audio. Shipping now. Martin will tell you more.
Finally, here it is, the production unit of the Dream Air. We've come a long way to get here. I've been using VR for about a decade now, and I still remember all the headsets from the early days, having a low resolution, being unstable, and requiring endless tinkering just to work properly. I joined Pimax 8 years ago, and I have gone through the 5K Plus, the 8K, the 8KX and the 8K Plus, the original Crystal, the Crystal Lite, the Crystal Super, and plus even a few in between. And then, over a year ago, we announced the Dream Air. Every time it feels magical to see new hardware come to life, and hardware and software engineers really are the wizards of the 21st century, I think. But this headset feels particularly special. There's just so much technology packed into something this small. I won't say I'm about to cry or anything, but honestly, it does move me a bit. The new optics, the amazing panels, the lower weight and the size reduction, it really feels like the headset many of us have been waiting for over the last decade. I've personally been using the Dream Air prototypes for more than a year now. Not specifically this one, of course, since it's a final unit, but most earlier iterations. Already last winter, we had a version with 3DoF tracking and earlier optics. Throughout 2025, we refined our new concave view lenses and switched to Sony Micro-OLED panels. Those displays, combined with our new lenses, turn out to be a game changer. In October last year, Calvin and I traveled to Germany and the United States with 2 DVT samples that still had a large, rigid, temporary backstrap. Then back in January, we showed the pre-production units at CES 2026, which caught most people's attention. You see, each time we demonstrated it, people were amazed by the clarity, the visuals, the comfort, its tiny size, and simply how well it worked. Since then, we've continued improving several areas. The head strap is now sturdier. The whole facial interface now lets you see more of the panels and allows for a wider field of view. And the software improvements brought us about 10 more degrees horizontally. Now, I did call this a production unit Dream Air, but I should add a small asterisk. This is the Lighthouse tracking version of Dream Air, while the SLAM-tracked version, bundled with its own controllers and 4 cameras, will follow shortly. There are also a few final refinements still coming. The face mask is already improved compared to what we saw at CES, but a final PU leather-wrapped foam version is on the way. The same goes for the backstrap. This is the 2D fabric version, while the 3D fabric variant is still coming. For the people who prefer rigid back straps, there will be additional strap models released this year, such as the Halo strap and the DMAS compatible hard strap. And finally, an upcoming Pimax Play update will allow multiple field of view modes, hopefully up to 120 degrees horizontally, as you may have seen in my previous video. Personally, I think the widest mode is a bit extreme. I prefer around 112 degrees, where the edge-to-edge clarity is excellent with no visible distortion, no warping or geometry issues. Additionally, we will also get optional modes for Dream Air with maximized binocular overlap or stereo overlap that many of you prefer over a wide field of view. Make sure to check out my last video regarding that. Now, we know that the planned shipping has been significantly delayed. That's partly because we were too optimistic and partly because we kept improving the headset throughout the year. In many ways, this already feels like a second or even a third generation of Dream Air. And many of these improvements will be inherited by the slam-tracked version of Dream Air as well as the upcoming Dream Air SE. So if I look back at the past year, I think the delays we've had were kind of necessary for us to sort out various early stage development challenges and issues. By now, it looks like we can bring you a more solid final product with all those prototype quirks resolved. We also made sure that early pre-orders were compensated with extended warranties, a free DMAS head strap, and other discounts. It may sound cliché, but we truly mean it. We wouldn't be here without you. All of you out there in our community helping us out and staying with us along the way. Personally, I am extremely happy that we're finally shipping this Lighthouse-tracked Dream Air headset and the fact that we're getting it into your hands. I heard that some of you are already enjoying it as of now. So I think we have some great times ahead, and I'm really looking forward to seeing your reactions on Reddit, OpenMR forums, Discord, and YouTube. Once again, thank you everyone.